You're talking about presence equals influence, and other members have mentioned the instability and the threat of this same brand of Islamic extremism in other countries around the region. Would your recommendation, your strategic recommendation, be to maintain or deploy a U.S. presence and military service members to other countries in the region, such as Libya and Yemen, that are facing similar threats and far greater instability than we're seeing in Afghanistan?
I think Chairman Dempsey, before he left, talked about a regional presence throughout different areas of the world, and I would concur with that.
How long do you suggest that, given the track record for the last 14 years in Afghanistan, that we continue to ask our service members to deploy to Afghanistan on this similar train and equip mission, given the lack of progress that we've seen and given the failures that we've seen in Iraq and in Syria?
Ma'am, I can't talk, Iraq, Syria. I would disagree a little bit on lack of progress. Again, in Afghanistan, I think there's been great progress. I think this fighting season has been very tough, and I'd probably say uneven progress. But there are areas and capabilities that they continue to have issues with that take any army a long time. Building a pilot takes 2 or 3 years. Building a maintainer takes 2 or 3 years. We started that late in Afghanistan. And so that's one area we have to continue to train, advise, and assist on for years to come. They want to take this on, and they have an attitude. They want to do this by themselves. They welcome, I talked about conditionality. And so I think that we have an opportunity here where we have a willing partner where they want to continue to improve on their own capabilities so they can be a productive country in that part of the region, not only provide for stability and protection for their own homeland and the people there, but also for the region.
So you're seeing an open-ended commitment from the United States military to maintain a presence there?
I think we have to continually assess that, and as we've done over the last several years, we've gone from about 140,000 down to less than 10,000. The amount of money continues to go down, so I think we've been very good in continuing to assess that to bring that commitment down. I said in my opening remarks, this is not without conditions, and it can't be unlimited forever and ever. But I think we have to continue to assess that and make those calls as we go. And I think I've been asked to lay that out for this period in time where the Afghan security forces are, and that's what I've attempted to do.
Given the corruption that we've seen, though, in all levels of the government there in Afghanistan, but including at the lowest levels, and it's been talked about a lot recently, given what happened in Kunduz, with the Taliban's taking over that city for a short period of time, but also people saying that it's likely that that was kind of the first volley, and that one reason that they were able to do so is that the local communities there, and we've seen this in other parts of Afghanistan, because of corruption by the Afghan local police and by local government, people are getting shaken down multiple times and see perhaps the Taliban as the lesser of evils in their daily life and their challenges. What's being done about stemming out and getting rid of this corruption so that the Afghan folks who you've been training can actually do this without us?
Well, thank you for the question. Again, I think President Ghani, Dr. Abdullah, the MOI, the MOD, the senior leadership I deal with, every day tries to get after corruption. They understand that that is a huge issue. It's been there for years and years. They're trying to get at it by picking the right leadership, holding them accountable. They're trying to get at it by looking at procurement. They're trying to get at it by providing the right education for their leadership and for the folks that join the Army and the police. I think if you ask most Afghans, they would tell you they don't want the Taliban. The Taliban target, the Taliban kill innocent women and children. The Taliban put suicide vests on little kids and walk them into marketplaces and hold their mother or father hostage, say you're going to blow yourself up. I don't believe the Afghan people want that. I know the Afghan people don't want that. They want to secure Afghanistan, and they have that hope because of the Afghan security forces and because of the great work that our men and women have done.
Thank you. Thank you. Just in closing, Mr. Chairman, I think it's deeply concerning to consider the idea that we would ask our service members to go on this nation-building mission across the region, and something that we've got to look at carefully. Thank you.